Very warm welcome to you, baby dolls. I've heard a juicy rumor that you are actually my friend, and I'm very excited about that. You know, NVIDIA is one of the AI, tech, graphics cards, techie ticky thingy stock of the US market, and boy, did it moonshot. A PE of 106. To let you know, what does a PE of 106 mean? It means it's very expensive. It means if you put in $1 to invest in NVIDIA, the amount of profit that the company makes, it's going to take 106 years to get back your money. Stonks. Welcome back, friends. Stonks. They call crypto a Ponzi. Hello. How do you have 1 trillion market cap in something that takes you 106 years to make back your money? Valuations can go very high. They can go very low. What's the answer? We don't know. It all comes down to the mind of the people. What do they want to own? Sometimes demand gets unlocked. Sometimes you can't convince people enough to buy and hold something. You just can't. Depends on so many factors. There is no formula. If there was a formula, we'd all be trillionaires. So it's very hard to fade these parabolas. And that's why it's important to actually diamond hold. You know, diamond holding, diamond handsing, diamond mittens. One day, I pray every bag we hold enters a super expensive zone. Unfortunately, we're not guaranteed that. Everybody wants that super expensive zone. That's why it's actually important. Once you're in something and it starts to hit fair value, you got to really think long and hard. That's what she said. When it hits fair value, are you okay with it dropping minus 90% from that point? Are you still bullish? Unfortunately, in crypto, we can only say, all right, if Bitcoin hits a fair value and it's Metcalfe's law and it drops 90%, same as Ethereum, Bitcoin and Ethereum, if they drop from their fair value, all right, you can make the case. You're going to feel okay buying. Can you say the case with every other coin? Now, of course, you're going to label the communities, the strong communities out there. You can say, yes, I would buy, but I'm thinking for the next cycle. The question is, yes, of course you can buy, but do you want to? That's what you have to think about. Do you want to get put in that situation? Because we've just seen from the bear market of crypto, minus 90%, unfortunately, was only just the start of the pain. A lot of hurt came our way. And in the future, with NVIDIA, a lot of pain might come its way too. We just don't know when. PE of 106 is huge. That's why in stocks, I always tell you, man, a lot of people in stocks, they get really upset. So, you know, one of my friends asked me when this happened, they go, hey, man, this PE of 106, like, what happens now? And the answer is, like, I'm going to write it out for you. Nothing. Nothing happens. It's just, it's worth 106x times its yearly profit. That's it. It's earnings. You know, if NVIDIA was trading at 10x, 10 PE, nothing happens. So instead of, you know, at the time of this screenshot when it was posted, instead of $439, what if NVIDIA was $43? Does the world change? No. Do they still produce the same cards and stuff? Yeah, that's it. Nothing changes. Literally nothing changes. I love saying this, you know why? Stock marketers, the stonkers, the baby dolls, the Gen Xers in stonks, they get really upset. Real cut. Because they go, valuations. We produce real products for the world. No, you don't. No, you don't. You produce a ticker symbol loosely related to the governance voting rights of an imaginary company, which we can't even control. If I buy NVIDIA, I can't change the logo. I can't tell them to open up an NFT marketplace. I can't actually do anything. You know? Now, of course, it's tongue-in-cheek. It goes off the voting rights. But even then, you can't do anything. So why do you own it? Why you own it? You're owning it for the greater full Ponzi, for the next round of people to come in and buy your bags. Speculation. People allocating money and throwing it around. That's what we like. That's what we love to do. That's what humans love to do. There is US dollars printed. It goes around the world. Me and you get it last. You know, there's scum 1, scum 2. These are reptilians. They come around. Some 3. You come all the way around. And guess what? Here we are. They are just pooping all over us. But guess what? We're going to be little smiley poops. And guess what? This is unfortunately crypto. And why being unfortunate is it's actually good. We finally get it, and actually our bags pump up. But that's how long it takes. You see this whirlwind, the sewer? That's why we move the way we do. We are last. We are outsiders. They get the money first. There's a term for it, the Cantillon effect. It was an economist Cantillon effect. They print the money. Whoever gets the first dibs on the money, they get to spread it in the economy and buy everything cheap. And everybody who gets it lasts, they lose. We are the people, we lose. Mr. Static Jupiter said, that's why you buy in the fear. My average buy-in price for NVIDIA is $164. That's crazy. I wish you very well, sir. I want to know if NVIDIA, by the way, is now 1 trillion market cap. What's the target? I'm just curious. Like, just tell me. I'm curious. If a trillion market cap for a stonk isn't the target, what's the target, man? That's how high. How high? Of course, it can keep going. All these things can keep going, friends, because we know from the nature of markets and how thin markets are and the liquidity function of these, you only need 5% of the market cap to actually move stuff. So yes, you know, once 1 trillion market cap, with NVIDIA, only 50 billion can actually exit. Now, 50 billion will exit if it needs to, because you have the Ponzi from all the 401k and everybody's superannuation, everybody buying up the S&P 500 over time, everyone DCAing in. You have the volume coming in to sustain it, but that's how much you get. About 50 billion, and you would crush the price. It's crazy, isn't it, to think about that? But isn't that good to know that, hey, for NVIDIA to go from, 0 to 1 trillion, you didn't need $1 trillion to enter the market. You needed like 50 billion. That's what you needed. Net. Obviously, it's net. People do dump and they sell along the way. Mr. Pedro has a very interesting comment. Says, 1999 called. It wants the PE ratio, Mac. Ponzi-nomics up only. This is crazy when you think about it, because Mr. Pedro is talking about the 1999 stock bubble when everybody disconnected valuations. And this is the NASDAQ right here. I mean, it's literally exactly the Wall Street cheat sheet. And this is wild. I have the Wall Street cheat sheet for you right here. I'm going to share it with you. Like, it is exactly, friends. You can right click it and you can actually put the transparent settings and you can check out and make sure that it's transparent here. So we can just have a look together. Oh my lordy. It is exactly the chart. Wow. You had euphoria up here. Crazy, crazy. The interest rates were 5.5%. That's right. 5.5% in euphoria. Then you had the first big collapse. This is why it's very important. The first big collapse. Friends, in one of my videos, I talk about Fibonacci levels. This is interesting, okay? So it dropped. This is NASDAQ, by the way. Dropped 40%. But if we draw this little fib, I wonder where it stopped and it got to. You draw this Fibonacci. So we started from the top. We clicked on Fib tool, go the way down, and look at this. It comes exactly back to the 61.8% retracement. Look at this. Let's zoom in. Exactly to it. And then the market goes, it's finished. It's finished. That's why it's important. So if you're on TradingView, you can click on these horizontal lines, Fib retracement. So you'll start from the top, you'll go down, and it'll basically measure the distance, and it'll just go around that. Just to let you know as well, okay? So you don't need the exact 61.8%. If you go to the zombie virus crash, I can show you, it didn't hit the 61.8. The crash was that aggressive, I think it only hit the 50%. You know what I mean? So it touched the 50% and then just crashes back down. So if you're relying on this exact zone, yeah, it's very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. Imagine you get nicked and you just sit there forever. That's why, even in crypto as well, it's important to look at the 50% zone. 50%. Even happened right before the Great Depression. So a drop down, recovers half the damage and then it continues. So it is like, you go down. I think it's like one of these A, B, C, D things and you continue. This is also what you would call on the bull market on the way up. You go up, retrace half the move, and then you're bullish. You continue up. So this is a very, very common pattern everywhere. Now, bringing back the valuation disconnect. What's interesting is the government was trying to bail everybody out, but there was no QE. By the way, here was when the World Towers crashed. So it added to the pain and everything got reset and it was like death and destruction. There was a recession and they cut rates down and it took a while to pump. So will this happen again? Well, it can, but they now have a super fast response mechanism. Quantitative easing. They just do printing money. They make the alphabet soup. They do the 4-letter words. Oh, we're going to move money around. It's just a Microsoft Excel sheet. They move money around electronically. They press a keystroke on a keyboard. That's it. They're printing money. The fiat system, the Great Reset, it's getting worse and worse. It's getting faster and faster. They have to plug bigger holes, and they can only do it with the money printing, as you saw with these zombie virus, friends. Bang, first response. So will we have this again, where we just have a big nuclear wipeout? You know, they learned a lot from this lesson too. So if I just put this up here, just to share with you, the stock market, if we delete this, the stock market went on an enormous run. By the way, this is a 20x run for the NASDAQ. 20x for an index. Oh my gosh, you know, everything went up nuts. I mean, you can even look at what Microsoft did here. I mean, we're probably never going to see this again in our lifetimes. This is insane. And you can change it back to a monthly. Microsoft, hello, what's that? It's Microsoft, right? It's the unicorn. You did a like 556x in a straight line. Your biggest pullback was once a 50%, and then it went up. And these tiny little ones, 25%. Imagine, can you just imagine this? Imagine just, this thing was rallying from 1993 up to all the way here, basically 2000. It rallied in a straight line, 2,373 days. Oh my gosh, straight. 8 years, doesn't move down. 8 years. Can you imagine for 8 years? Imagine, that's like, oh my gosh, that's like 2015, man. Imagine if since 2015, Bitcoin just never ever went down more than 20%. It would trap so many people. It's ridiculous because it never went down. It never went down. The longer things go up, the more people believe that, you know, we're going to forecast the future as a linear expectation from the past, and we're just going to keep drawing the line out further and further. You know, that's why nobody wants to believe in sell high, because they're like, hey, you're not adapting to the markets. Clearly you're wrong. It's going to keep going up. Oh man, what a run. But of course, I'm looking at the unicorn. So it's not so easy just to say this with every other stock, because not every stock did this. You know, Cisco was one of the biggest run-ups of all time, but look what happened here. I mean, it hasn't recovered up yet. It went up, it went crash, hasn't recovered. And another stock I want to show you, very important to look at for crypto friends. This is IBM. IBM from 1999, it's only up. Look at this, 9,320. Like in 25 years, it's up 70%. Wow, that sucks. I mean, it's not even that much, right? It's not. You're up 4x since 1987. Now, of course, it's probably paying a dividend yield, but let's just share with you, like, once these big things are done, it can't really increase its network effect. You don't have enough risk. You're already out there everywhere. You see what I mean? That's why you have to hunt risk, not just take risk for the sake of it, but you're not going to get anywhere just by playing around in the sandbox thinking, oh, well, you know, this is the safe stuff. Well, safe stuff gets you safe results, and you're never going to be able to get the pumpermental crypto. Now, during those times, valuations disconnected, and it did for a long time. Same thing in crypto, right? People overestimate the future. It's the exact same story. Just like how, man, I know it hurts to say, but are people overestimating how much they want to store money in Bitcoin? Are they overestimating? Always got to think about this, right? And of course, people will say, they'll scoff and say, no. Of course not. We're going to flip the US dollar. Of course they're going to say that, because people who bought it at $100, they want to say that. You always got to evaluate. That's why, just be honest with yourself. Does Bitcoin do the same job for the world at 30,000 as it does at 500,000? Does it provide the same vehicles? Yes, it does. It provides the exact same vehicle. It allows people in, say, Argentina with high interest rates to store their wealth in. It doesn't need to be 300K. It doesn't need to be 50K. It can be either both. You know, it doesn't need to be a specific number, right? So, but as the US dollar kind of like has debt issues, perhaps it continuously flows into Bitcoin, which is what we want. But Roca Negra's in control. We're going to make sure that we are never caught on the wrong side. Okay, friends? So when it comes to these, you got to really be careful, because I just showed you. I'm so glad I have the power of the internet. I can actually show you these up-only runs that just go for years and years and years and years. And man, you're an idiot if you say anything otherwise. That's why there is only one thing to do. As it goes through, friends, you've got to trim your portfolio a few percents at a time. That's the only actual way to make it. And don't worry, I will be talking about euphoria as the time comes, but we are nowhere near that. But me and you are one day closer to meeting, because we are friends forever. Make sure you like, subscribe, press the bell button, and all. Tell mom and dad we love and appreciate them, and tell them not to buy after an 8-year rally. Catch you in the next one.